Hi friends, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Tori and today I wanted to share a flip through of my February pages in my Hobonichi cousin. Before we get into my actual pages, I did want to chat a little bit about some of the changes that I have made since January. I did put my Hobonichi in this little case thing that I got from a local stationery shop. That is local to me, and I did chat about this in my recent small business haul, so I will link that up here if you want to watch that. So I've moved that into here. I did have it to where this cover was down in here as well, but I took it out 2 days ago. It's now March 2nd. So it was the very last day of February. I took it out to see how I liked it like this. And I did add a couple of stickers to my actual cover page of the Hobonichi as well. And I really love the way that this looks. So I've got a ton of stickers and stuff just kind of stashed in these little pockets that I can potentially use while I'm filling out my cousin and my daily pages. These are the ones that I tend to use the most. So I've got some star rating stickers, some days of the week stickers, and then I did create some little currently stickers that I've been using because when I don't really have a lot to say, I like to just go through what I'm currently doing. And these are all stickers that I made myself. And then I've got various other little stickers from other companies and stuff just kind of tucked right back in here, and little freebies and stuff that I've got. I stuck a little tiny metal stencil from Archer and Olive. I think this was from their Christmas advent box several years ago, but I literally just use this to rip washi tape if I want a clean edge. And then I have some little bookmarks as well, also from an Archer and Olive subscription box that I stuck in this tiny little pocket right here in case I want to mark any pages. And then I've just got some bigger sticker sheets back here from Paper Monogatari. Some of the die cut stickers here are also from her. Others are from an Amazon gift that one of my friends got me. And then some freebies as well. So I've got all of those in there. I've been loving carrying this journal around like this. It feels a lot more protective, especially since there's some kind of space in between the edge of the journal and where it's going to be hitting my bag, because I do carry this journal around with me. So I've been absolutely loving this. For the month of February, I did stick with, for the most part, some of the same pens that I was using. So I've got my regular writing pens, a Sarasa Mark-On in 0.4, and then I have the Energel Liquid Gel in 0.3. Those are my two favorite writing pens, and then I have also been using the Soft Tip Tombow Fudonosuke brush pen for a lot of my titles. This is a more recent purchase though, this one, and it's actually a fountain pen that I got from Amazon. And I just loved, I don't know if I'll even be able to capture the way that it looks, but I just loved the way that this looked. And it was only $16 on Amazon when I purchased it. And I've been using this quite a lot. And for this one, I have this ink in it. This Pearl Noir from Jacques Urban. I don't know how to say that. This was what the ink that was recommended to me by that small business stationery store that I mentioned earlier that I got this from. So I put this in here, and I haven't actually had too many issues with this ink bleeding through the pages or anything like that. I do have another fountain pen that I tried this with, the Pilot Sepia cartridges. And that bleeds through the pages. So it was a nice surprise that this one didn't, so I do get to be able to use it. So I do have this one that I've been using quite a bit since I got it about 2 weeks ago, and I've really been enjoying it. It's an extra fine nib. I also am 100% in my colored pencil era. So I recently purchased this from, I think it was Target. I'm not even sure where I got it from, honestly. But they're soft core colored pencils. This is the Prismacolor colored pencils. And I've been using colored pencils a lot. I was, at the beginning of February, getting much more into like coloring and adding color, but I noticed that some of the brush pens that I was using, the darker colors at least, were just bleeding immediately through my paper, and I did not like that too much. So I just decided to try colored pencils, and I have been loving it. So let's flip through what I actually did for February. So for my year at a glance situation, I did keep track of the YouTube videos that I posted in February. So I've got those down here. For March, I think I might do like a hobby tracker and just kind of make this like a tracker to see what days I actually do what specific hobbies on, and maybe it'll have me do more of my like fiber related hobbies more often. I think that's what I'm going to do for March for that one. For February, in my calendar pages, I did do a doodle a day. I'm missing 3 days here, mostly because I just couldn't figure out like a doodle that related to anything that happened those days. I might come back in and just fill it in with like a random doodle, but for the most part, all of the doodles that I ended up doodling for each day did have something to do with something that happened that day. I love the way that this looks. I love the way it turned out, and I had so much fun doing it. I'm just very, very pleased with this. I would love to know your thoughts on my doodles down in the comments below. I had such a good time. I definitely think that for March, I'm probably going to kind of mix the two of these together. So maybe like more artsy wording, so like things that I can color in, like these two, with some doodles as well. I really, again, just love the way that this one turned out. And then we'll go into my weeklies. So February started right here. I don't know if I'm going to try and do something to separate when a new month starts, or if I'm just going to leave it as is. I haven't fully decided on that part yet, but I didn't really change anything that I've been doing in my weeklies. I'm basically just using it as like a running bullet list for things that happened that day in case I need to reference back and figure out specifically what I can journal about. I did start adding like a decorative number on the days that I'm packing Etsy orders or have Etsy orders to pack. So I'm doing like a decorative number for however many orders that I packed, and next to it just writing packed Etsy orders. And I've actually really been enjoying the way that that looks too. And it's super noticeable as I'm flipping through as well. So nothing too crazy happened this month. My mom came down and visited for a little while, for a few days. So I've got that in here. Some more Etsy orders, some just random things happening. I did fill in the first day of March because I haven't done anything for March just yet. So I did not do my journaling for yesterday, but I did write down some of the things that happened yesterday. And then that's going to be it for my weeklies as of right now. So let's go ahead and flip into my daily pages, which is where I'm doing all of my daily journaling. So for February 1st, I kind of wanted this page to match my kind of decorative cover page that I made. But I also didn't really want to say anything. I didn't really want to do much talking. So I gave myself permission this month to not necessarily talk a lot in my daily journaling if I didn't feel like I wanted to. So for this day, I just did a bunch of colored blobs. And honestly, I think this is where I realized that the markers were bleeding through, because I do have a little bit of bleed through on this other side when I wanted to do these big blobs. And that was really disappointing for me. Even though like in the back of my mind, I knew it was probably going to happen, but like I was disappointed that it did happen. So I believe at the beginning of February, I was like, I should go get some colored pencils finally, because I've wanted a nice set of colored pencils for a while. So I finally talked myself into it. So I just kind of did a bunch of blobs a big one in the center to say that we were out and about, and then some blobs on the side and a lighter marker to basically say all of the places that we went, me and the kids. And then this one has a little bit of bleed through right there. I did some Etsy orders on this day, on the 2nd. I updated some more of my 2024 reading journal. Oh no, I set up my journal for January 2025 on the 2nd day of February. So I was writing about that because I was happy to finally have been able to do some work in my reading journal. And then I got groceries and just had this really big, why is food so expensive, ugh, situation happening over here. I did experiment a lot with like colors this month and different types of stickers and stuff. So I was really excited for that looking back through this. So I did So Tired because I was very tired that day. And then I was finishing reading Onyx Storm and was crying a lot. I don't know if I was just being overly emotional for, like my cycle purposes or what, but I had this sticker that said crying over fictional characters. So I just stuck that in here and wrote about why I was crying in the book. I think I was I'm not going to say it because it's a spoiler, but yeah, I was crying over that book. And then here is where I started messing things up because in February, and it happened several times, like this was supposed to be February 4th, but when I originally flipped over, I flipped 2 pages and didn't realize it. So this is my journaling for the 4th, which was just big words and a big blah. Loved this. This is probably my favorite like little section title header for the whole month. But then the 5th is over here and this is the 6th. So my days got super messed up. And honestly, for past me, this probably would have made me just completely stop using the notebook completely, like to begin with. Like I would have, if I had done this previously, and messed these days up like this, I probably would not have ever touched this notebook again because it would have upset me that much. And it did really, really upset me. But I decided to kind of see if I could make it work. And then just fill in the missing journaling on the page that the original journaling was supposed to be on. Hopefully that makes sense. But it was like a whole thing. So on the 5th, I traveled down to Miramar for work. And then on the 6th, more work stuff. We dropped off a baby shower basket for one of my team members. And then I started playing a game on my phone because I was, traveling for work. So there wasn't too much to do. So I downloaded a game on my phone and was playing that. And then we flip back over here to the 7th was when we returned. So I have like a nice little road here as well that says drove home. And then we went to Bento Asian Kitchen and Sushi, and I got a boba, which was really good. So I had taken a picture of it and I just trimmed around the picture here, and then I wrote about what I was reading, and then did the exact same thing again where I mixed the days up. So for this one, I just decided to cover the whole top of both of the pages and then just write the date in. So this is February 8th, which was, I believe, a Saturday. Yeah, this was a Saturday and this was a Sunday, but I flopped them whenever I went to actually put all the stuff in. So this whole thing was very frustrating for me, honestly. I was so upset with myself that I just kept messing up the days in this month, and I had no idea why I was doing it. But I feel like I worked through it and I made it work. For the 8th, my friend re-dyed my roots for me. So I wrote about that, going over to her house so she could re-dye my hair. And then on the 9th, I went out with this same friend to a bunch of small businesses a few cities over. And we went and got some coffee, and like we went to a bookstore and just all sorts of like little things that we went, and we went to just shop around some small businesses, which was so much fun. And then I don't think I mess up the days anymore throughout the rest of February, thankfully. For the 10th, my finger was super swollen. It's still like a little bit messed up, this finger right here. Like I had picked at a hangnail, and it got like infected or something. It was really weird and hurt, and it was super swollen. So I had written about that, about how sleepy I was, and then just some of the books that I was reading. On the 11th, I did a lot of cleaning. So I wrote about that. And then I also wrote about my idea for my Tracy Reed blog post that I had. So I didn't want to forget it, so I just wrote down the idea as it came to me on this day. For the 12th, I didn't feel like doing much writing or talking or anything like that, so I just did a big swirl. And then just put like main bullet pointed words for the day. So sleepy, migraine, reading, and then bed day. And then I did write, just to fill in this space up here a few days after, I did write kind of just a few things. On the 13th, again, I didn't feel like writing at all. But I did feel like doodling and coloring. So I just drew a little tree and a swing on the tree because I love swings, but I drew it supposed to be at night, but I didn't want to color this black, so I did like a violet blue. And yeah, so I just made like a little night scene with a swing set, and then just down here hand lettered nothing to say. And I love this page. I love this page so much, and I'm really happy that I did give myself the permission to just not write anything if I didn't want to, because otherwise I wouldn't have this page in here, and I really like the way it looks. February 14th was Valentine's Day, so I just took a picture of the dinner that me and my husband had together. We made this together and ate at home for Valentine's Day, and it was really tasty. For the 15th, I woke up with low sugar. I packed some Etsy orders, and then I did some stamp designing and sticker making. Sticker making referring to these stickers right here. Again, I think I mentioned this at the beginning, but I made myself some currently stickers, and I made them specifically for my Hobonichi so I could write down the books that I'm currently reading. So I've got currently reading stickers, so little books, loving, so little hearts, a TV for what I'm currently watching, and then a music note for things that I'm listening to. And then I also have on here like a little game and a money bag for like money related comments, if there's any of those. I also have the Saturday sticker up here, which is these days of the week. And I made these forever ago with the intention to release them in my Etsy shop because I love this font so much, but I never released to them. So let me know if you're interested in those. On the 16th, we took the kids to a trampoline park, and then I made salad for dinner. We had salad for dinner with spicy chicken, like crispy spicy chicken on top, cut up, and it was so good. On the 17th, it was a holiday, so I had no like day job work because we were closed for the holiday. So I just ended up not doing any work at all. So I did no day job, no Etsy, and no content creation or making or editing. I did absolutely no work at all on this day. So I decided to make a super colorful page to celebrate that. Go me. On the 18th, I was tired. I just wrote about like not having any energy for the day, and I just covered this. I made like this big box situation with washi tape to fill in quite a lot of this page, and then just wrote in the middle. On the 19th, my mom came down from New York, and I updated my desk, which, if you looked at my doodles here, I got a bunch of like those vintage apothecary pieces, and I had been collecting them for quite a while, and I now fully had enough to actually update my desk the way that I wanted to, and so I did that for my desk on that day, and then I did a half day of work. So I'm actually planning to do kind of a desk tour video if you're interested in seeing how everything looks. I am currently obsessed with it. I love it a lot. For the 20th, I didn't actually do any journaling. I left myself a space for journaling, but I didn't really do anything. I just, a super long or a super busy day at work. And then I have these stencils that I got from Amazon, which are just a bunch of different letters. And I just stenciled out a ton of variations of the word work. These two are my handwriting and my bubble letters, but I think I might just go back in here and just refill the rest of this missing space with just more versions of the word work, because I don't really think I have anything to say about this day other than it was just a busy day at work. And I did do a washi tape shop unboxing on this day as well, which should be going up on the 6th of March. I went to the mall with my friend on Friday after work, so I wrote a little bit about that. On Saturday, we went, because my mom was down, we went to visit my grandma. I have not filled this page in, and honestly, I'm not sure if or when I'm going to fill this page in, because it was just, this day was a lot, and I don't really know how I feel about it just yet. So I've just been leaving this blank and I've just been like ignoring it. On Sunday, my friend came over who does my hair and did my mom's hair before she left to go back to New York. And she trimmed my hair. We also went to wholesale stores. So we went to BJ's and Costco. So I wrote like a whole wholesale store vibes little title there and just talked about getting our hair done. These are more stickers from the washi tape shop from the unboxing that I did. I did a couple of these PET stickers. I just added them to this page. I don't want to, just me chatting about how I had absolutely no desire to do anything. This was Monday. And then solo leveling after work, my husband and I caught up on the few episodes that we were behind. Yeah, so we watched a lot of solo leveling. Tuesday, I was feeling so very sad and so very overwhelmed. So I just made a big, like, lettering page for that one. I didn't really want to talk or write about any of the sad or overwhelming feelings that I was feeling, but I did want to make a big word art situation, so that's what I did. And honestly, all of this coloring helped me feel a little bit better. So I'd say it was a success. Let's see. Wednesday was science night at school, so we took the kids to science night. Both of my children ate like weird little worms from Amazon. Gross. But there was one that was like a Mexican spice flavor, and I have a quote from my son here that says when the teacher was asking him which flavor he wanted to try, he said, "I want to try the Mexican spice one because my dad is from Mexico." And he was so genuine when he said it, and it was just hilarious. So he tried that one and he loved it. For Thursday, I had literally nothing to say. It was a long day at work, and then I fell asleep immediately afterwards and woke up with a migraine. And I have all of that in my weekly, so I didn't want to journal any more extensively about any of that. So instead, I found some little pictures that I had printed out previously and that were just sitting in here in these pockets. And I just put them down and did a little page about how I'm in my colored pencil era. The migraine that I woke up with on Thursday bled over into the entire day of Friday. So I basically just did some lettering that says migraine all day and then wrote about how I had a migraine all day and then used my little currently stickers as a little entry for what I was watching and what I was reading at the end of the day when it started to finally ease up a little bit. And then we are here in March. Yeah, that's pretty much all I've got. February is a short month, so I'm pretty pleased with myself that I managed to actually continue journaling for a whole nother month. There was a couple days where I had to like back journal. But what I did for those days, like I think this was one of the days that I back journaled, I did fill in and do my titles. So even though I wasn't wanting to like write all of this stuff out while I was doing my titles and stickers, I did leave the space there and I just came back to it and did it when I was feeling more motivated. So I did the wholesale store vibes and then my hair. I think I colored this in the same day that I did the journaling, but I had the bubble letters all done. And then I think I did the same thing with this one. So I just wrote out science night and then I did the quote and then just came back a little bit later and filled this in as well and then colored these in. So that is February in my Hobonichi cousin. I would love to know your thoughts down in the comments below. I will have another video setting up March. I don't know what my theme is going to be for March yet, or if I'm even going to do like a theme or anything like that. But I will have another video specifically for just setting up the few pages in March and how I'm going to do that. But again, I would love to know your thoughts and comments down in the comments below. So thank you so much for joining me today. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day, and I hope to see you in my next video. Bye!